the Record with Angelina podcast. This is the Today in the Bay segment. We have a special guest. This man really be rapping, and producing.
Right.
Kind of does it all. Fresh out of Richmond.
Come on.
My boy, Monty Draper. How's it going?
Yo, what's up, gang? How are you?
I'm so excited you're on. I feel like we planned this like 20 years ago.
Damn
or
near.
should have. Yeah, so we finally making it happen. You have something really cool that you brought to the community that you're doing for other artists, and we're going to get into all that. But first, let's get to know you.
Yes.
For those that don't know, when did you get into music?
I've been getting asked this a lot too, and I hate to sound like the grumpy old man, but it's been forever. Like I don't remember life without music for real.
Right.
But post college is like start taking it serious. Moved back to the Bay, 2013, and then from there it's just been like head down, grinding.
Well, even like when you're younger, like who put you on really to?
Man, I give my aunties, my god brothers, and I always say my god brother, but I thought about it the other day. I gotta say my god sisters too. Because they, you got to figure they were teenagers in the golden era, so like they played me Clueless for the first time, and all these saucy little cultural staples that you just kind of need to kind of find your way creatively, and all of it influenced me. So,
and like, what age were you when they introduced you to that?
That was 7, 8, 9, 10, like some of your most influential years, and
right.
like man, like my auntie playing me Juvenile. She went to Southern. She came back for her first Christmas away. She a freshman at Southern, and she
at
like,
400
yo, you
degrees.
gotta hear it. She had 400 Degrees on a cassette. Like she recorded it off of New Orleans radio and then brought it back home. So it's those memories I have the fondest moments of music and being like, yo, I'm about to do this forever. Bro. Like,
I love that.
Yeah.
And that like those people are so important because like I was talking about this with I think it's that Mexican OT. He came in here and
we're goat.
And
he's so raw.
he really be rapping too. Yeah, but he's hella young.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 29. I think he's like 23 or something. He's a baby. But, so like I was just talking about how like, growing up, we weren't really into like the whole East Coast versus West Coast thing, but I was definitely influenced by it because I had my uncles being like, and like even just the block I grew up on, like, oh no, we only live like for the longest, probably not until I got to high school. Right, was I listening to just like mob figures,
right.
like it wasn't cool to listen to that stuff. It wasn't until I was high school, and I think my stepdad, he had the Ready to Die album, and that's all he played in his car.
Right. And
I was like, wait, this is tight. And like I remember my mom, she like forced me to go to the Heart of the City tour.
Wow.
The Jay-Z and Mary. Yeah.
Damn.
But like to me, I was like, no one listens to Jay-Z, mom. Like, this is gonna be so whack. And I remember like jaw to the floor, like everyone just rapping word for word. Like after that, I was like, I gotta go listen to every album he's ever put out.
See, but I'm so glad that we in a space now where we could be honest about the truth of those stories, right?
Right.
And I was the same way. All my OGs and my older homies, they did not rock with East Coast music at all. They
It wasn't cool.
They didn't like Wu-Tang, they didn't like Nas, they didn't like Jay. They'll get that out of here. It was straight Rumpelation, E40 in the Click. Like they even like Brother Lynch and but like that's what they was on. They was true West Coast through
San Quinn, like yeah.
And then here I am. My brother had one older homie that was y'all tripping. Jay the greatest ever, and he played me Reasonable Doubt when I was a kid, and I was like, bro, y'all bugging if y'all don't like this. Like y'all really hating if you don't like this.
And it's just like, we even talk about the Bay sound. Like a lot of times people definitely like to put Bay Area artists in a box.
Yeah.
Like you got to have this one sound, but like I feel like it's so bigger than that. Like they try to put hip hop in a box. Like you think pop could be anything. And like to me, it's just like you don't like music. Like if I only watch the Niners when they play or only watch the Raiders when they play, I don't like football like that. Like you're just a fan of that. So like, how do these people expect us to like only sound like this?
Come on.
And you are like everywhere with your sound too, which I love.
Thank you so much. I think that's a part of it too. We've been trying to figure out at Grand National. Shout out my GN team, but I think that's what brought us together, bonded us. Is like we are all West Coast babies. Our cultural stratus, L.A., different part of East Oakland, West Oakland, Richmond, like, and we all came together to really create this thing. But what we all have in common is that they go, you can't be from the Bay. You don't have the Bay sound, or you don't have the Bay aesthetic, or it's like, what does that even mean? Because all I know is music, so funk music, gospel, like jazz, like this the home of all of those sounds. Like a lot of that stuff was birthed here.
Right.
So when you throw it all in the pot, you don't know what you're gonna get from a Bay artist. But I think Atlanta goes through that. I think Detroit goes through that. I think Houston goes through that. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's hip hop. They try like even like when people say like backpack rap or conscious rap. It's like rap is rap. Are you rapping or are you not rapping?
Come on.
You know what I mean? So like that is crazy to me. Okay, before Grand National though, since you're a kid, loved music. When did you get like serious?
Post college. I guess college for real, but I always say post college because I kept hooping. I went to Southern Oregon on athletic scholarship, But as soon as I got there, I started working in college radio.
Dang, I didn't know you were hooping like that, though. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's talk about that. You had a whole basketball career?
I mean, it's crazy because I say it in on Every Blue Moon, is like a real statistic, like from hooping to rapping. And you know, I don't even say that with shame. I actually say it with pride, because if it wasn't for the access that basketball provided, like, I ended up at an art school anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like music followed me wherever I went. And I got there, and they had a radio station, and I always loved radio. And then I went down to interview, and bro was like, bro, ain't nobody working here. You can do whatever you want. And he just gave me an hour a week to play straight hip-hop. And then Sue, Pilo, Chief, they would record the songs and send them right to my email, and I would play them.
Because these are all from the same area.
They're my partners from forever.
Like, y'all went to school together? Or
we all
like,
went to Pinot together.
Oh, okay, cool. So what moment for you was it like made the complete switch? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to focus just on music.
The day of my last hoop game, like my last collegiate hoop game.
Wow.
It was over. I got back and I went right to the studio. Like, it was crazy. There wasn't even no time off. It was just like hoop was over and I was in the lab. Like, it was crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. And like, who taught you? What came first for you, rapping or producing?
That's a great question. I guess rapping, just because producing was so far removed. Like, you had to do hella stuff to be a producer. You had to have a particular amp. You had to have this beat machine. You had to have this. You had to have that. And it was like, bro, by the time I got all that gear, I was like, bro, I'll just write a rap. Like, forget it.
And then you got to be good at it. You know, now I got the equipment.
But that was the thing. Like, I got all the equipment and I guess part of my brain was like, oh, it's gonna work itself, and it didn't. You had to know how to use it. I was like, oh, it's like, bro, y'all got it. I'm just gonna rap. And then but then I really started appreciating like what people could do with sound, and producing came way later because I didn't even know I was doing it. I always shout out my homegirl Kate Lamont. She was the first one that came to a session with me, and I'm like, I had wrote the part. I sang it, and I was like, yo, just replace this, what I did right here.
Didn't realize what you were doing.
Yeah, she's like, who gonna record it? I'm like, I'm gonna record it. And who gonna arrange it? I'm gonna arrange it. She's like, bro, how long you been producing? And I was like, I don't produce.
Like, I guess that is what I'm doing, yeah.
Right. Because you think just making the beat, but you learn quickly that making the beat is not producing.
Right.
And my boy were talking about that in the car. It's just like, as a producer, how valuable a producer is. You know, in radio, it's like, yeah, I'm the on-air personality, the talent, but the producer can sometimes make or break the show. And it's a lot with the albums, like, who is producing it, not making the beat, who's producing this record. Because if that person don't have a vision or any creativity, is liable to fall short. Like, just with an artist left to their own vices, good luck. Like, I've benefited so much from being a part of a team of producers where they're just like, hey, bruh, put this on, say this, use this beat, try it. Like, it's by committee.
So much goes into it.
Come on.
And then just like even putting the songs in the right order.
Hey, listen, like, that's really the part. Like, you'll have a whole sequence, and then we share the notes. You'll wake up in the morning, somebody from the crew has completely rearranged the order. That's the order. If it feels the best, it's what we rolling with. Like, right. Forget what you had when you went to sleep. Nah, move this here. At least I feel like I benefited the most from it. Just like watching, just watching it all come together.
Right. I think of like for me, like Volume 3. I'm a big Jay-Z fan. Like, I love all the songs on there, but like as a whole, like I think the transitioning is like so bad where he got the records, it doesn't get as much love as it should.
And no one talks about that too, where it's like the sequencing plays such a big part in the story of how you receive those songs. So if you got in Volume 3, to my recollection, there's enough hit records where you can just kind of anchor the sequencing to that, and then just put filler in between, and that's what it sounds like. Right. You go back and play it, it don't sound as cohesive as Volume 2, as Reasonable Doubt, as Blueprint. When you get into those, you're like, oh, this sounds like a whole story. And I think I feel like Jay's on record admitting some of that stuff too.
Right. Yeah. I love how you always just like give credit where it's due, like who put you on and what you learned from who. Like, what does that mean to you? Like acknowledging literally everyone on your team, because you're like really big on that.
So that I hella appreciate everybody's energy around celebrating the 50th of hip hop, but that's only telling a very, very small part of the story, right? Mm-hmm. And so what happens is these larger marketable narratives kind of become the truth when it ain't that. There's a lot of more giants that this whole culture's shoulders are built on that'll never get the light of day. There's somebody in the neighborhood that was the first one to have this type of beat machine to record this, that, and that rapper goes on to be whoever, the biggest in the name, but that bro who sparked that idea never gets mentioned. And what I feel like it does, at least, is that it cuts off the culture from its roots. And it's what's the equity for the people from which you came.
Right.
If you didn't completely detach yourself from them and you larger than life now, you don't have no connection back to your people. They not attached to your ascension, your career. So now there's this big ass gap in hip hop specifically, where it's hella people earning, and then it's just people down at the bottom keeping it going. That's why when you see somebody rise from the ashes and they speaking that real, you're like, damn, that person is speaking for the people. That's what they mean when they say that. You know, so that's, for me at least, I've learned the value of like really passing the rock. You know, making sure that the person you couldn't have done this without knows that you couldn't have done it without them. Like you like, we joking about how long this interview took, but every time I saw you know how funny this industry is, especially in the Bay. People act different depending on where you see them at. You show me love no matter where we was at. Like, we gonna do this interview.
No, I feel the same way. I remember like, because originally we used to go to, I met you through Special.
Yeah.
She used to host these, like, she would teach people how to like basically like do better at their podcast, but it also like doubled as a networking thing. And like, you know, people be like, oh yeah, it's your podcast dope. I remember one time I ran into you at like an event. I don't know if it was a concert or something. And you like said something specifically about an episode. And I was like, oh, he really listens.
To be tapped
I was like, you're the realest. Like,
be tapped in. No, but that's really it. It's like, invest in the relationships at the end of the day. Like, you can get caught up in the numbers. Hip hop is down. This what it sells. That only apply for the people that ain't spending their own bread and really investing in themselves. That don't apply to the Bay getting it out the trunk for real. Like that's
and you never know who you're talking to on top of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like don't just we're talking about this turning up your humanity. It's like, bro, y'all could be worried about AI all y'all want to, but if you can't get the humanity part down, AI is the least of your worries.
That part. And yeah, you talk about like exactly the Bay Area and like the community, because we know you have a strong team, you know, and I feel like you've been around the same people for a while. Yeah. Like the same people, you know, there is always that narrative of like, oh, the Bay Area don't stick together. And I don't see where that narrative comes from.
Hey, keep that narrative to yourself, because.
But you know what I think the narrative really is like people are like so entitled. I feel like sometimes people be feeling like, because I'm from the Bay Area, you need to fuck with me. And it's like, okay, but is it good?
The E word, that's crazy. Okay. People scared of it. I talked to my mom this morning. We that's just my dog. We check in and we talk about everything. And we ended up in that. Like we at that point now where I done been through enough life, lost enough friends and all the shit where we can relate on a one-on-one, and we start talking about entitlement and like people feeling like they get access to you all time of the day. And it's like, bro, what are you talking about? And then but then being on the other side of it too, from a grace standpoint, it's like, bro, you are not, nothing is promised. Like nothing. And then especially in this rap shit, like people be confusing like really loving it with fame and shit. And those are not the same things at all. Like, do not confuse the two. But if you want to be famous, get your ass on the gram, on TikTok or whatever, and be funny. Go make a skit, whatever. But you might not eat for this, bruh.
I see both. See, and I see both sides of that, because exactly, I'm like, there's some people who always say that, and it's like, your shit is not good. I'm sorry. Like, so some people be like, oh, the Bay don't stand together. It's like, yes, they do. If you look at a lot of these albums that are dope, it's a lot of Bay people on it. Like, what are you talking about? They're not doing weird stuff. Like, even P, he brought like Michael Sneed on tour with him, you know, like.
That's, shout out, bro. Like, that's what I be saying. Like, really, I don't know what those narratives are about the Bay don't stick together, because I know for me, if it ain't P, it's Raj. If it ain't Raj, it's Sue. If it ain't Sue, it's Murph. If it ain't Murph, it's Scandal. Like
everyone's always looking out for each other.
Everybody, bro, I can call any of the homies and they come through in the clutch. Like, just send the verse, no problem. Send the beat, no problem. I haven't run into that. We in Portland for Dame's release party.
Oh, dope.
Fab and Unc, like, we up there kicking it. Like, it's like for real. It's family for real. Like, it's way bigger than, like, stop trying to bring family, humanity, community politics in the rap shit. That shit do not mix.
And then even the opposite, like how you said about fame. Like, I mean, not gonna get canceled or like say any names, but there is also people who are very much popping. Look at their Instagram, they're getting all the views, all that. And then you'll get people like, oh, how come y'all don't play them, or how come the Bay don't show them love? It's like, do you listen to him in your car? What songs you playing?
Keep it a stack. And then the answer be no.
Because they be good people, or like, you know, their things are popping, but it's like, do you really listen to them? Right. Like the same people that say that don't even be bumping them.
That's it.
But want to point the finger.
Hey, don't fall for
the politics of it is crazy. But you went on tour with Rex.
Yeah.
Was that your first tour?
That was my first tour. It wasn't the squad's first tour. I think Irk been on tour with Nip. Deuce has been on the road a lot before, and then Pass with the battle. He's been everywhere. But for me,
how was that experience?
What? Like I got a whole new respect for that. Again, playing rap shit. Like that is when it comes into full effect. I'm watching Raj city to city. Mind you, he's still grieving the loss of his parents. It's never not going to be. That's what the album is about.
Right.
So city to city, there are people showing up because they also lost someone, and that album helped them get through. So now they're bonded by this experience, and bruh got to put on a show every night. And you go, oh, he's different. Like, he's completely special. And that's what opened my eyes, too, where it's like, bro, we got to be creative as hell with our offering to the people, because these, like, some of them shows were like on a Wednesday night or a Thursday night, like an off night. And I remember in Columbus there was this couple that had driven from Detroit. And I'm like, wait, y'all drove from where? Like, yeah, it was however many hours. I'm like, wow.
That's
so the nerve of us to think
cat off a show or something.
Yeah, cat off because you recorded this song, and now you think again to your entitlement. Oh, I get to do a show now, and people got to come see. Nobody got to come do.
Right.
Yeah, my boy,
it could all be taken away real quick
in a heartbeat. So that is what I'll cherish the most from that tour. With it being my first one, I got to go with act as stellar as Raj, and then have my bros with me, and that was really like being a part of a winning squad and just doing your part. Like all you got to do is do this, and we'll be successful.
Right. So you learned a lot from that.
Learned a lot.
Let's talk about your connection with Kevin Allen, formerly known as Irk the Jerk.
Irk the Jerk.
Yeah. Right there, hands up, crazy. It's like a specific time in my life.
Uh-oh.
How did
Not having a flashback. That is crazy.
I know.
I just
see you. Those songs were going up. How did that relationship come about?
Again, but baby, people not sticking together is not a real thing. I DM'd Brad and was like, hey, man, I tried to use this email to get to you. It didn't work. But I'm hitting you on the DM, see if you do this record for me. He was like, bet, where you at? Send me the Addy. He pulled up 10 minutes later. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
That was 2018, 2017, and ever since then, me and Brett been live.
So did he tell you about the group, or was it?
Nah,
This is
way before that. Like he was doing the Kevin Allen Project album.
Oh,
He was just making the transition from Irk to Kevin Allen. So we did that record. Now we learning about each other. And you're like, oh, bro, you tight. Like, come open for this show. And then we packed out what is Crybaby now. It used to be Uptown. We packed it out, just me and him on the bill.
That's
and you're like, oh, bro, we dialed in. So we just kept making songs. And then by the time, right before the pandemic happened, Dreamville dropped the Revenge of the Dreamers 2. And he hit me. He's like, bro, you watching this? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, we could totally do this. It's like, I know, right? And then next thing you know, he sent out a text pull up to the lab, and then that was the start of it. It was just pull up to the lab, but it was in response to Dreamville and watching them get all those artists together and just make something so special. We knew we could do the same thing.
So is it a group or is it an art collective? I always get a little confused about it. I'm like,
I'm glad.
At first it's it's 30 people up in here. How many people are in this group?
Nah, it's a group now for sure.
Okay.
Kevin Allen, Brookfield Deuce, Passwords, myself, Grand National, the artists as a group.
That's a group.
And then the art agency where we have needs from podcasts to filmographers and even local businesses. You don't trip how much art is a part of every aspect of business. So you need marketing materials if you're a small business, because we've had to do it by ourselves and make our own show flyers, our own CD covers. I could totally design your menu now. You feel me? So come deal with me as opposed to dealing with some bigger agency that may not even be in your region, that has no understanding for your storyline of your community. So Grand National is going to pull up. We're going to spend the time to do the R&D, learn why, For the Record matters in the Bay, and then we're going to design your whole website, your commercial, everything to come to market to have your story really connect and convert. And we figured out how to do it for ourselves. We're like, damn, we could offer this as a service. So then you add a cultural strategist to it, a creative director, and some capital.
Hey,
you know what I'm talking about. We could really change the world through using art as a vehicle. Hip hop just so happens to be ours.
Yeah,
it's our commercial to showcase our talent beyond.
You just want to do more with it. Yeah.
Bro, we want to do you see rappers eventually end up in office and stuff like that. You know,
Right,
so
right,
we really have created access points to create change. So now it's really time to leverage it and retain some of the equity so we can change our neighborhood. So that's the missing key, right? We've generated all this value and don't have nothing to show for it. Not this time. You're not about to outsource our services. It's like, bruh, I don't need your marketing budget. Excuse me, I need your marketing budget. I don't need your budget to design my creative. Like, I'm gonna do that all day. But to market it and to circulate it and populate it further in the world, in the universe, run that. And then I'll be able to convert and bust my moves off of that, but you're not going to shut me off from the equity, though. It's not going to.
I can't wait to see what more you guys do. I mean, I just think of like someone like Pharrell, you know, like I went to the first Something in the Water, and like the way he really made it all Virginia shit, like all artists, like Jay-Z came, obviously Jay's not from Virginia, but like for him to go back to his hometown and be like, nah, the special guest really going to be some crazy special guest, you know, and just like, but made sure this shit gonna be in my hometown though. You know what I mean?
But look, you immediately, I said what I said, and your 1-to-1 was Pharrell. So you know what we own.
Right.
Other people still playing dumb like, wait, what y'all doing? You can't do that. You got to pick. No, you
Why can't
don't,
I have a music festival? I can have a fashion line. I can have,
It's been done over and over again. You just don't want it to be done because of where we come from and how it's looking and how rooted it's still staying to the people. Like, look what Hyro did. Look what HBK did.
Hello.
Look what SOB. Like,
yeah, Hyro's still doing it. Yeah.
Digital Underground, we come from movements and collectives that are for the people and end up changing the world. So we're not breaking.
And the barrier's different. Everything. You call Uber today? Did you call Lyft?
Come on.
Did you log on to Twitter? Okay.
You're welcome.
Tweeting? We do it all. Everything comes from here.
That's hella tight. That's so dope.
Y'all got to do a block party or festival.
It's we did Fake Fest last year. And
okay.
The announcement for Fake Ass Holiday is coming very, very soon. And we would love to have y'all pull up as like special guests.
Yes.
Please, for real.
Y'all need a host or anything? No, Let me know. I want to be in it. I got to be a part of it. Okay, we're going to talk later. We're going to talk later. But yeah, going back to like you just always showing love to exactly people who started, where we come from. We got to talk about Every Blue Moon real quick. Because you got a joint on there called Earl and Todd.
Hey, that's a hit. That might be a smash record. I'm not even
I love it.
Thank you.
Where did the inspiration come from? I mean, obviously, you know, you love Paying Back, but like y'all even switching y'all flows up to sound like them is crazy. Let's talk about it.
The honest truth is we just down and out. Like our artists are saving grace, and when all bets are down, me and bro gonna go to the lab. Like, me gonna go to the lab, order some food, smoke. It's like, man, let's make a song for Short. Just immediately start smiling.
Yeah.
He start making the beat, and then before I know it, I'm rapping like Short, just playing. But DJ Slowpoke is our homie, so we can make the song and send it right to Poke and go play it for Short.
It was like so many odes, like not just the lyrics, like not just y'all rapping, like even just like the beat.
Beat, exactly. Yeah,
but like all of it.
We just met Ant Banks at the Mount Westmore tour. Like,
dope.
Like hysterical. Deuces like, you never met Ant before? Like, nah, bro, it's one of my heroes for sure. We just talking to Ant Banks. So now it's like, oh, bro, we really come from a lineage of mob, funk, soul. Like, let's keep that alive. We don't have to do nothing other than just be ourselves. And then the real true, like, when we knew we had to do that song and put it out is when they start putting out the top 50 lists of the greatest rappers ever. And it was too many lists without 40 and Short at the top of it. It was way too many lists. And I get it because they're talking about lyrical ability, just that. But if we're talking about the arena of rap, sales, performance, sustainability, legacy, all these things, I don't want to see another motherfucking list without 40 and Short.
Right.
But
also, if we go back to Born to Mac and everything, there's bars on there. Like,
you know, but even with talent and all that stuff is so subjective and so regionally biased. I'm not even having that. Y'all can have that conversation. It's a lot of y'all folks that shouldn't be on that list if we talking about that then, right? So make it even across the board. Just who been putting numbers up the longest? It ain't a lot of names you can name higher than 40 and Short. I'm sorry.
Right.
So put some respect on it. And that's all we were doing is like, hey, our legends is tight. We love them to death. We would not be here without them. This is how we keep their name alive. That's it.
I love it. Speaking of Poke, because the 40 and Short verses is one of the best ones.
Hey, guess what? Go back and watch and look at what hoodie Poke had on in the verses.
Oh, what do you have?
He had the first Grand National hoodie.
That's dope. Shout out to the legend Big Von too. That was one of my favorite verses. But we were just talking about how the Jada, the Locks, and the Dipset one truly is one of the best ones. And I've peeped you had Jada on Cautionary Tale.
Yes.
That versus, like, it really is iconic because you think people were kind of shitting on versus after that.
Who do you think was going to win? Keep it above.
Easily Dipset. I thought they were going to smoke them, like, not even close.
At least you're being honest about it.
No, I was talking mad shit on Instagram stories. I'm not hiding it. I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
at least you're being honest.
Dipset going to smoke them easy.
And then I had
the
some
way
homies,
it wasn't even close.
I had homies talking about it, and it's like, oh, you don't remember Bad Boys era locks, so it's okay. I'm not going to fault you for it, but
it wasn't even I don't know these records. It's just like Dipset is Dipset. Like, you know what I mean? But Jada really said, fuck all y'all. It's insane.
Yeah, that was a special moment. That part though, what you talking about? Thank you for pointing that out. That's how we feel, you know. As
I don't do Instagram. I don't do Twitter.
But you like y'all rap for real. It's like, yeah, we really rap it in there. But there is this negative connotation, especially being from the Bay, that is corny or is stale or whatever. It's like, bro, it's not that. And then I promise you, like Dipset would learn. Don't nobody want to be on a show with us. Like, not when you gotta, like, bro, I gotta rap after them.
Right,
like,
right.
And that's why I love people like Raj and P that have not closed their door and just give us a chance, because they're not, competition is what they looking like. They're looking to be pushed. We're looking to push each other. Hey, bro, he's like, hey, come to my sessions. I want to play you something. Tell me what you think. Vice versa. Raj picked our single. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of camaraderie we have. But it's competition at the end of the day, bro. Like, I'm not going to hoop.
Everyone should want to be the best.
Please, because it's just going to make us better. But if, to your point you making, like, you're not telling your homeboy that shit whack, then we gonna pay for that as a collective.
Right. You can't have a bunch of yes man around you. But yeah, no, I loved that you had that intro. Like, I specifically, someone put that, like, who shot your freestyle on streaming, and I be bumping that shit, like, monthly in my car. Well, it's crazy, like I was saying, like, people were saying how Versus was falling off, and rightfully so. Like, once they started doing the live shit, like, but that was a live one, and, like, to this day, like, that's always, the clips are going viral, and, like, shout out to Tech, really, because, like, Jada was surprised at the records. Like, he was throwing them, and you could hear Jada being like, oh, I forgot about this one. Like, and that's, like, talent to, like, be able to pick up a beat like that and then just have perfect breath control and, like, start rapping the shit like crazy.
Put some respect on our legends' names, man.
Yeah, no, he bodied it. It's crazy. My favorite record, though, is Bigger Sugar. Just because y'all playing with so many different sounds. I feel like you were, like, on your NERD shit.
Wow.
Like, it gave me, like, lap dance a little bit.
That is crazy.
That record?
That might be my favorite song, too.
Swear.
Yeah.
Okay, who did you produce it?
That is that's the Wodies. I mean, so how we work too is it's rarely gonna be something we do or we didn't produce it. It's hella rare. Okay. So yes, we produced it, but I gotta give a big shout out to my brothers, the Wodes, Von Carter Boy, Bennett. Shout out Bennett, David, Fur, the whole squad. Like, they're special. Like, they're next up. Like, if you're not getting your record produced or mixed and mastered by the Wodes, bro, you tripping.
I love that record. Like, it reminds me of, like, NERD, 3 Stacks. Yeah. Like, it was just different. What was the inspiration for you in that record?
Dance. Like, we just really want to see people dance. Like, we have this affinity for
Bring
Puff.
Back fun rap,
That's
please.
That's it, bro.
We want to have fun.
Like, turn the music on and dance. Like, and really groove, though. Like, make it about courting somebody. You know, like, whatever you into sexual preference-wise, but make it about it being an exchange of energy. Like, that's what we meet over. So make it sexy, you know?
Right. Like, this is a joint I could play at the barbecue with my family still. You know what I mean?
Like,
but also bump in the car,
like, normalize that again, where it's just this pure vibes and not weird, but it's like having music with the frequency of, like, death and all. Bro, get that shit out of here, bro. Like, we can make sexy player music all day long.
Yes, I love it. So what is, in whole, what does this project mean to you? And, like, how do you think you've grown since, like, Communion? Even that past EP.
Wow. What Every Blue Moon means to me is proof of concept. That's our internal North Star, where we're not waiting. We're just going to keep showcasing our abilities, like, no matter what the circumstances are, how resourceful we got to be. We're just going to keep going. So Every Blue Moon, specifically for me, is proof of concept that we are limitless. No matter what iteration of Grand National you need it to be, it's going to be stellar, and everybody's going to show up as if it's a Grand National project. Pass is knee deep in like preparing for a battle and some other big projects he has working up. He shows up for the record. Danielle stops everything and makes these beautiful designs, just make us be able to flood the marketplace in a real way. Janelle's strategy, produce is A&R, but like it's we're unstoppable. So that's every Blue Moon is proof of concept that we not going nowhere. Grand National is on your ass.
It's we here, and we not going.
For real.
I love it.
And the learning process is exactly what you talked about. It's just like getting out of your own way and allowing yourself to be produced and curated and pushed to levels that you didn't even know you had. Like,
you feel like you stepped out your comfort zone a lot more in this one?
What? It's like, hey, bro, try this. Like, let's just do this. And you're in the booth cutting your verse, and then somebody in the room, because not even just Irk this time, but the Wodes, Carter's amazing at it. Why he's going to have a long, successful career where he's just like, nah, bro, you should say it like this. And then you trust that, and then you get a better result with the combination of the words you wrote versus this producer producing you. Like that, and that's the education we want to bring to like making great ass music. Like allow producers and A&R.
I was saying that's hard. Like, do you guys ever? I mean, it's a big team. Do you guys ever be like, nah,
we argue
that's not
all
right.
the time.
Yeah, like
nah, we're human.
Yeah, right.
We're human. Niggas got egos and shit. Like it
Right.
don't. And I'm not saying it like it's easy. All I'm saying is you got a much better chance at creating a very special, timeless product in any event. You let your saucy homies come in and sauce it up. Like just don't be weird, bro. Like
yeah,
let
you gotta really have an open mind.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to.
That's dope. That's dope. And I mean, not only are you making dope projects, rapping, producing, you done this really cool thing that you're doing for other artists now. Teamed up with filmmaker Courtney Payne.
Yes.
I was reading the Oakland side said that you guys are the Tiny Desk for West Oakland. Tell me about this project.
So salute to Carl and Pilar Brown. They have this beautiful facility, Mama Dog Studios, that is attached to a production company, film company, Corduroy Media. And Sean and Carl own Corduroy together, and Carl and Pilar own Mama Dog together. And together they just have this really fly thing going on that I saw it and was like, yo, this is amazing. Like it was almost like breathtaking that it existed in the middle of the West, right?
Right.
And so you walk in, you're like, yo, all these possibilities. Are y'all doing original content? And this is pre-pandemic too. They're like, nah, not really. It's like, damn, I might got something in mind. I went home that night and I made the pitch deck for what would be Life for Mama Dog, and asked Carl for a meeting, went in a week later and pitched it to him, and he was like, this is kind of cool. Can we think on it? A couple weeks later, pandemic happens, world shuts down, nobody's doing nothing. He's like, yo, ain't nothing happening around here now. You want to shoot the first episode? So we shot the first pilot, Grand National, Secret Sidewalk, and then Anissa Strings, first episode. And even then I knew Anissa was a star. I knew a Secret Sidewalk was going to be coming. I really believed in what we had with Grand National. So to put those 3 acts on there, and we did it. We had a great time, but you know, like you said, the views didn't do shit at all. Ran it back with Jane Hancock, Ian Santillano, and numbers didn't do shit. But Jane got signed, Ian got motion. Like it was only ever meant to be an equitable asset for all parties involved. So Mama Dog and Corduroy would get original IP. These beautiful, insanely talented artists would get these dope Hollywood level calling cards to like grow their visibility and their brand in the social print, and the Bay would be lit again. Like we would have a platform to where you go to LA, you go to Atlanta, you go to New York, like you're stopping by these media outlets, and it's
right.
Like they come to the Bay and no one does, like, bro, go do your radio interviews, please.
Right.
Like we need to show like how viable our market is. So I was like, all right, bro, let's make something that can add to that, where people come to the Bay, they start thinking about our media circuit again, because we're still a top 10 market. Like regardless of what's happening in tech and economics and we're still a really valuable market. And just wanted to create something, but we had enough talent to start with, basically. So just been reaching out, and all my people been showing up. Shout out Ryan Nicole, Dame Drummer, Soul Development, Kevin Allen, Brookfield Deuce, Pass, Jay Walt, Paris Nights. Like I've been really blessed to just make phone calls, and
like you really got to believe in it and keep it consistent, because when it does get to that point, like people are gonna look at those old episodes and be like, oh, they had whoop-de-whoop on. Right. Shout out to Ian though, I love his flow. He's so dope. I gotta have him. He's
Ian and Kevin Choice. This next one coming up with Kamal Bell and Rafael Casal. All the steppers are pulling up. Like
so when's this next one?
November 11th. I'll make sure the whole squad get your invite, but I would love for you to be in the building.
Yeah. So how does do people get to see the performances live, or is it just recorded? Like, how does it all go down?
Now it's a live in studio audience, and it's a vibe, but it's invite only. You got to really know, you got to know what's going on. So I'll make sure you.
So there's no like link for people to go buy tickets or nothing.
No, it's not even, and because again, it's not really about that right now. It's not even. It's not even like
It's giving the artist more somewhere to go in.
But also being curated by artists, I want to treat artists like they deserve, like not what your followers say, not what your Spotify monthly listeners say. It's like, nah, bro, Ryan Nicole is, we damn near don't deserve her. She's such a phenomenal talent. So, sis, allow me to treat you as I view you, so you can start to stand on business around the Bay and then around the world and get your worth. I want to see my people look a certain way. So that was really my vision for wanting to create this show. I just so happened to end up with some beautiful people. Shout out Liz Boston, who's our original producer that got shit cracking. Court, who's a creator, incredible just thinker, but my co-host as well too. Just so much heart in it. Like, can we put heart in it first, and then we can live with whatever comes from it.
Right. Yeah. No, that's so dope. So where could people follow studio and everything?
Oh yeah, just Live from Mama Dog on YouTube really is a place. Like, subscribe. Like, I can't, like, I feel like we can have that conversation because you understand, like, our subscribers drive so much. And
right.
It's been happening too slowly but surely, and now it's starting to populate. But then the way Google and Meta got holds on algorithms, like, you got to pay to play. So we're just trying to fight. We're fighting the algorithm just to break through and be that bright spot. Like, in the algorithm, basically.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, y'all got all that crazy talent in there. I love that it's in West Oakland too. It's just like all of it.
Oh, could I shout out the house band too?
Shout out everyone.
Our MD JJ, love you, bro. Like, such an incredible creative. Keith Snowgrass on bass, Doug Jones on the keys, Josh Ickbon on guitar. Who am I missing?
That's crazy. Just like a whole band.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, we've been blessed, but that was the
so
goal.
Dope.
It was Tiny Desk meets Late Night with Fallon and the Roots. So got the house band who I love. They take the music and they treat it with so much care. And by the time the artists come in, they've fully developed and imagined what these songs could be. And
that's so cool. Yeah.
Go listen to them versions too, y'all. Them songs are crazy.
All right. So subscribe on YouTube.
Yep.
Follow them.
Subscribe.
What is next for you? Because I feel like you got hands in a lot of pots. Damn. Cooking everywhere.
I was shout out Karina and them for not like rushing me out of the conference room because I was finishing up talking to Tim, and Tim hates when I be saying projects hella early, but I feel like it puts pressure on the crew to, like, now we got to do it.
Yeah, they better.
Our first Pilo single is coming very soon.
Ooh.
So we got a project exclusively produced by Bro. And
you gotta send me that.
We about to start dropping that. But I want, we want to do it the right way and make sure that our people have it first. We're able to explain the story behind the story that got us to this point. So we're excited about that.
Is it coming this year? Do we?
Yes.
Okay.
Like very, very soon.
Okay.
So,
tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be tight. Premiere tonight.
Right.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
Okay, it's coming soon though. Yeah, okay, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, Grand National times Pilo. That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be wild.
Erk's got another solo coming. Deuce is finishing up some stuff. Pass. I'm excited about that. I just sent Jane some fire. Damn, man, it don't stop. It don't. Krieger Bailey.
Yeah.
I got. Me and Reeg are in pretty deep on a joint. Me and Scandal the Dark Lord. I don't stop. Like, I got a bunch of music coming, so I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Where can people follow you?
Monty Draper everywhere. Twitter, IG, YouTube. I'm probably the best time though. It's where you really get to see day in the life. Shout out to the homies that helped me get my YouTube page up to speed, where I'm just doing vlogs and like fly shit. So you'll probably see me with my family, or you'll see me on some rap shit, or I'll be cooking. I don't know. That'd be different things, but I'm just trying to really just create a world there. So YouTube, for real, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Okay, and I'm going to link all this in this podcast episode. So you just look at the details, your socials, all the YouTube channels, everything.
Thank you. I'm glad we finally got to make this
I know.
happen.
I'm so glad. Thanks for coming by. And when the next project out, we're going to have you run back up here.
Hey, say less. Every time.
Let's go.